You're standing at the edge of space, 100 kilometers above Earth. You can see stars in broad daylight. The planet curves beneath you, and right there, at your feet, is a water slide. Would you go faster than the speed of sound? Definitely. Would you arrive at the bottom like a screaming human meteorite? Probably. Would the water even stay on the slide, or would it just float away into space having an existential crisis? Great question. Today, we're exploring the most bonkers water slide ever imagined. Stick around, because this is going to get weird.
Curious Kid Cast, here we go. Ooh, yeah. Questions poppin', minds will blow. Big ideas, they're taking flight. Let's explore, feel the
Hey there, curious kids. I'm Charlie, and welcome to the Curious Kid Cast, where we answer the questions that make grown-ups say, why would you even think about that? Today's magnificently ridiculous question comes from Liam in Manchester, England. Liam was at his local water park last summer, zooming down the tallest slide when he looked up and saw an airplane flying overhead. And he thought, what if the slide went all the way up there? And then, because Liam's brain clearly doesn't have an off switch, he thought, what if it went even higher? So, this one's for you. Let's build a water slide from space and see if we survive. Spoiler alert, we probably won't. Alright, first things first. Where exactly is the edge of space? Because I'm assuming it's not just like really high up. Scientists call it the Kármán line, which sounds like a fancy coffee drink, but is actually the point about 100 kilometers above Earth where planes can't fly anymore because the air is too thin. That's where you're officially in space. To help you picture how absurdly high that is, Mount Everest is about 9 kilometers tall. The Burj Khalifa, the tallest building on Earth, is less than 1 kilometer. But 100 kilometers, that's like stacking 11 Mount Everests on top of each other, then putting a water slide on top, then realizing you've made a terrible decision. Now, I get dizzy standing on a chair to change a light bulb, so the thought of climbing 100 kilometers makes my legs turn to jelly and my brain go, nope. But let's say you've made it to the top. Congratulations on your terrible life choices. What would it actually be like up there? Well, even though you're technically in space, gravity hasn't forgotten about you. You wouldn't float around like an astronaut on the International Space Station eating floating grapes. Nope, gravity is still very much yanking you downward. The real problems are, there's almost no air to breathe, it's colder than your freezer, and water behaves like it's gone completely bonkers. So instead of rocking up in your swimming trunks and a towel, you'd need something more like a spacesuit welded to a wetsuit. Let's call it a spwetsuit, which sounds like the worst fashion trend ever invented. Imagine trying to go down a water slide wearing what's basically a sleeping bag made of metal. Okay, you're suited up, you're sitting at the top of the slide, you take a deep breath inside your ridiculous spacesuit and you push off. This is where things go from exciting to absolutely terrifying. On a normal water slide, gravity pulls you down and you go pretty fast, maybe as fast as a car driving through your neighborhood. Fun times. But from 100 kilometers up, gravity gets to pull you for 100 entire kilometers. You would get faster and faster and faster, and then even faster than that. You'd zoom past roller coaster speeds, you'd leave race cars in the dust, you could even break the speed of sound, which is about 1,200 kilometers per hour, creating a sonic boom so loud it would sound like the sky itself was breaking. And here's a fun fact that's not actually fun at all. When you're traveling that fast, water stops feeling soft and squishy. It feels hard, like smack into concrete hard. The air pushes back so violently that your body would basically give up on life. Without some seriously impressive braking systems, you wouldn't splash cheerfully into a nice pool at the bottom. You'd arrive like a meteor that's also somehow very wet and screaming. This is why the ride would come with a warning label reading, "May cause instant vaporization," Side effects include becoming a fireball. But hold on, before we even get to the whole arriving like a comet situation, we have an even bigger problem. Would there actually be water on this slide? Because here's the thing, water is a real drama queen in space. At the edge of space, where there's almost no air pressure, water can't decide what it wants to be. It might boil, it might freeze solid, it might just float away as tiny confused droplets. Basically, water looks around, realizes it's in space, and has a complete identity crisis. So if you tried to pour water onto an open slide, it wouldn't flow nicely down like at a normal water park. It would either turn into ice cubes, disappear as steam, or just drift off into the void like, well, I'm leaving. To actually make it work, you'd need to completely seal the slide, heat it up enough to keep the water liquid, and pressurize it like you're inside a submarine. At that point, it's not really an open-air water slide anymore. It's more like a giant pressurized space tube full of water that you're hurtling through at the speed of sound, which honestly still sounds kind of cool, just not in the way we originally imagined. Okay, let's say we've sorted out the water drama. Now comes the truly impossible part, getting the water up there in the first place. Think about carrying a bucket of water up a single flight of stairs. Bit tiring, yeah? Now imagine carrying that water 100 kilometers straight up while fighting gravity the entire way. Water is ridiculously heavy. One big bathtub of water weighs as much as a car, so pumping enough water to run a slide 100 kilometers up would require pumps the size of buildings, enough electricity to power a small city, and pipes so strong they could probably survive a nuclear explosion. You'd probably have to reuse the same water over and over, pumping it back up after every single ride. Even then, it would use more energy than many entire towns use in a whole day. So basically, you'd need your own power station just to run one water slide. The ticket price would probably be £1 million per person, per ride. Right, we've solved the water problem, kind of, maybe, not really, but could we even build a structure 100 kilometers tall in the first place? Short answer, absolutely not. Longer answer, are you kidding me? Of course not. Here's why. A 100-kilometer tall structure would face problems so enormous they make regular engineering problems look like child's play. The bottom would be crushed by the weight of everything above it. Winds would push it over, temperature changes would make it bend and crack like a biscuit, and Earth's rotation would pull it sideways because apparently even the planet doesn't want this to exist. Even the strongest materials we have, like super advanced carbon fiber or mega strong steel, would collapse under their own weight. This is why space elevators only exist in science fiction, and why the tallest buildings we've actually built are only about 1 kilometer tall. When engineers hear about a 100-kilometer building, they don't get excited. They laugh and then cry a little bit. So, what's the highest water slide we could actually build? With today's technology, the tallest water slides are around 50 to 60 meters. That's about as high as a 15 to 20-story building, which is already tall enough to make your stomach do backflips and make you question all your life decisions. If engineers really pushed it, maybe in the future we could build one a few hundred meters tall, possibly built into a mountain, with approximately 7,000 support beams and safety systems everywhere. That would be taller than most skyscrapers. But anything taller than that becomes unsafe, unstable, and, let's be honest, a spectacularly bad idea. So the highest possible water slide is probably hundreds of meters, definitely not kilometers, and absolutely not 100 kilometers. Sorry to burst your bubble, or should I say deflate your inflatable ring? But wait, could we at least make a space slide safe? Only if we completely ruined all the fun. To make it survivable, you'd need a really gentle spiral that barely goes down, massive brakes every 10 meters, controlled air pressure like you're in a submarine, and a descent so slow it would take actual hours. At that point, it's not a water slide. It's basically the world's wettest, slowest elevator. You wouldn't be screaming with joy. You'd be checking your phone, eating a sandwich, maybe taking a nap. But even if we can't build it, just imagining the ride is pretty incredible. Picture what you'd see: pitch black space slowly turning deep blue, stars disappearing as the sky gets brighter, clouds rushing past your face, the entire planet getting bigger and bigger below you until you can see cities and rivers and forests. It would feel absolutely incredible and absolutely terrifying at the same time. Like falling through the entire sky, like riding gravity itself from space all the way home. It would be the most epic, most bonkers, most unforgettable ride ever conceived by human imagination. So, final verdict: is a water slide from space actually possible? With today's technology, absolutely not. With future technology, maybe tiny bits of it, but probably not the whole package. As a real, actual, proper water slide with splashing and screaming, almost certainly never. But here's the brilliant thing: asking this crazy question taught us so much. We learned that gravity is unbelievably powerful and never takes a break. We learned that space is way closer than we think, but also way harsher. We learned that water is a total drama queen when you take it out of its comfort zone. We learned that building tall things is way harder than it looks. And we learned why Earth, with its perfect air pressure and liquid water and not too hot, not too cold temperature, is such an incredibly special place. A water slide from the edge of space will probably never exist, but thinking about it, imagining it, figuring out why it wouldn't work, that's what science is all about. Because the best discoveries start with someone asking a completely ridiculous question and then saying, "But what if?" All right, curious kids, before we finish, it's quiz time. I've got 3 questions about today's episode, and you've got 5 seconds to think about each answer. If you get them all right, you're officially a certified space water slide expert, which is a qualification that will impress absolutely nobody, but sounds cool anyway. Ready? Here we go. Question 1. How high is the edge of space, also called the Kármán line? Is it A, 10 kilometers, B, 100 kilometers, or C, 1,000 kilometers? The answer is B, 100 kilometers. That's the same as stacking 11 Mount Everests on top of each other, which sounds like a terrible idea, but also kind of amazing. Question 2. What would happen to water at the edge of space if you tried to put it on an open slide? Would it A, flow perfectly normally, B, turn into chocolate milkshake, or C, boil, freeze, or float away into space? The answer is C. It would boil, freeze, or float away. Water absolutely hates being in space and has a complete meltdown about it. And no, sadly, it does not turn into chocolate milkshake, although if it did, I'd be building this slide tomorrow. Question 3. How tall are the tallest water slides we can actually build today? Is it A, 5 meters, B, 50 to 60 meters, or C, 500 meters? The answer is B, 50 to 60 meters, which is about as tall as a 15 to 20-story building. That's already high enough to make you scream, but it's absolutely nothing compared to 100 kilometers of space slide. How did you do? If you got all 3 right, congratulations, you are now a space water slide genius. If you got them wrong, don't worry, at least you're not the person who has to actually build this thing. And that's it for today's episode of the Curious Kidcast. Massive thanks to Liam from Manchester for this brilliantly bonkers question. If you loved this episode, share it with your friends, your teacher, your cat, anyone who'll listen. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you've got a curious question bouncing around in your brain that you desperately need answered, head over to CuriousKidcast.com and send it our way. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious, keep asking the weird questions, and remember, the best ideas are the ones that make you think, wait, could we actually do that? I'm Charlie, this has been the Curious Kidcast, and I'll see you next time.